very interesting things about it. This is very nice. We have 7 ways. If I ask you one thing about a dragon, what does it mean? What is it when you think about that dragon?
Loving. Complete spirit.
Complete spirit. And you see the reverence in that. What else do you see in reverence? Your vibrations are pretty.
Magnificent.
You.
Unafraid.
But power in a way that it is not ego. Ego is an earth-generated objects. Everything has been pushed on us in an egoistical way. Whether it's been by school, whether it's been by politics, whether it's been by religions, all sorts of outside philosophies, versus what is here, wrapping on the outside of us. So when you come into that, who am I? When you look in the mirror, who are I? Just the best. The best. That vessel is that human experience you're having right now. But deep within you is where the core of that spirit is. The core where you find self-love, you find that reverence for self-love. And in that power of self-love, who can love you more? Can somebody love you more than you love yourself? If you allow somebody to love you more, then you're not loving yourself. Because if you truly love yourself, you stand with strength, not weak. You shine with that strength. People see it in your eyes, see it in the way that there's something magically you're drawn magnetic to, versus that one that you walk by and you go, what was that? You know, there's all sorts of familiar energies with spirits as we walk, energies as we walk. There's all sorts of different dimensions and phases, and we're doing what is called a collapsing of timelines. So there's multiple versions of this. There's only multiple versions. You have your fingers, different dimensions. And these multiple dimensions are converging. And so all of a sudden, it's like one day, it's like, what was that? Okay, or there's a feeling, energy on the inside of this. Where is this coming from? And we look at how we're kept separated. We step into the outside, influences, and the way people perceive us and judge us. And, haters will always be haters because they don't understand. And we can't blame them for what they don't understand. And the moment we understand that side of it, we let go of their perception. Because however you see me belongs to you. How I see myself. How I see my reflection. When I look at a cup of tea and I drink that cup of tea, am I seeing myself? Am I honoring with, the little gratitudes of life? I woke up, I'm breathing. I'm still breathing. And if I'm grateful that I still have breath, I'm also aware that somebody took their rest. It's unfortunate I'm still alive. It's still seeing, it's still here. I can feel. Even if I lose my eyesight, I can feel even more. And so I'm going to serve you a beautiful, beautiful tea. And just hold it. Just here, close to where the heart chakra is. Just breathe right there. And just let it rise. Speak to it. child, it's beautiful. Yeah. And if you tell it it's beautiful, it's going to see how beautiful you are. Mm.
This is like very dragon teeth.
You could say so. The dragons like it quite well.
Would it be an experience on full of this?
Oh, the essential oils that are used, like the linden blossom, it's very of clarity. So it gives that, I can really have that clarity. I feel something. And then with the blue lotus essential oil, well, blue lotus essential oil is that oil, that flower of the celeste. And so when we look at flowers, you look at a blue lotus, and if you look at it from the top, now look at what's called the Merkaba. And you can see how the connection points and the stars are in that flower. And so when we look at the essence of the blue lotus is actually a lily. It's just because it falls in that same family. But it's an essence of the celeste. It just, so allow it to flow, speak to it. And then before you drink it, just smell it. You know, just bring it up to that. And then just take one sip and just swirl it in your mouth. Allow it to touch every part of what's inside. You'll swirl it from the left to the right. And just feel as that warmth goes down. And as complex as it is, find the simplicity. In that very moment where you are, right here, right now. And then take another sip and say thank you to yourself. Three of the most powerful statements that we can say to ourselves is I am, I know, and I see. I know, I can see who I am. See if I can blend these together. I am, I know who I am. I am, I know, I see who I am. These affirmation statements, just by keeping it simple, I am courageous. I am strong. I am calm. And this is something that's been proven. And I won't get you to say the negative because I don't want you to bring that body tension stress up. But those that use the negative tense of the word, I am, and that on the positive side, the body responds. But the moment I repeat in a moment of, I'm a little bit anxious, I'm a little bit fearful, I'm a little bit stressful, I am calm. And I keep repeating that and feel what it's doing to the body. The body's responding right away. And so you are encouraging yourself to be in the calmness rather than being the mind fuckery. You spin up the lines by focusing on them, so it's like, why? And yet all you have to do is step back, reflect, and breathe. Of the 5 elements, we have earth, water, fire, wind, and spirit. We forget about the spirit that this planet holds for us. Everything is alive. Everything connects through energy, frequency, and vibrations. So when I speak, I put out an energy, frequency, and vibration. I can't take it back. I release. It's the same thing with my thought. The same thing with my actions and reactions. So the more aware you are of where are you with your words and thoughts, the more you're staying connected to the present moment. Because that's what really matters. If you focus on your tomorrows, the tomorrow's always going to be a tomorrow. And the yesterday, it's always going to be a yesterday. You can't change it. You can't take it back. But you can change everything right now. And this is what it's the dragon spirit is trying to show. That freedom of spirit, which is one of the greatest gifts that you have. The Creator granted you 3 gifts: power of free will, power of self-governance, and the power of self-righteousness. In today's world, self-righteousness is, I'm right and you're wrong. No. The heart sees through the power of that righteousness and what is different between right and wrong. And so through the power of my free will, I can choose right or wrong. So if I take in this power, this free will that's a gift, that even the angels don't have, they do the bidding of Creator. And they're envious of us humans as to why are we using the power of free will to kill and maim versus love and create? Why are we not seeing beauty of life rather than blaming life?
Running up their head up there.
Yeah, exactly. Analyze, rationalize parables. Analyze. The first 4 letters of the word analyze. A-N-A-L. And so I'm spinning all the programs, all the patterns, and I've got my head up my rear end. And now I'm stuck with this ego, this earth-generated operating system, and I'm trying to argue with you, control you, manipulate you because I'm not well with myself. I take back that power of free will, and if I use it in its most simplest form, I have the choice to wake up or not. So if I wake up in the morning, my free will has been removed. Because if not, it would have kept me hidden in the darkness of that sin or that sea. And so something saying, wake up. But where are you at the moment that you wake up? Are you still in the thought of the yesterday? Then you're missing the magic. Because that's where the magic's created. Right now. Nothing is more magical than what's happening right now. No matter what's going on in the outside world, there's beautiful people sitting here enjoying a beautiful tea, sharing beautiful music. And we're going to make some drinks.
I'm gonna say in a way, truth trumps right or wrong. The truth. Like truth is the spirit of truth, the being, the source of truth, trumps right or wrong, which is love.
That's the truth. Love is the only truth. Because when you see with love, and I mean see with love, not with the desire to do. No, you see with love. It's because you're seeing with your heart, and you're now acknowledging all the beauty that's around us. You can see past the clouds, you can see past the buildings, because there's a bird. And all of a sudden, maybe that bird that was way off in the distance, because you're now in your heart space, how come that bird gets closer to you? And then magically, you could be sitting someplace and a bird comes and lays in your lays on your shoulder. A bee comes to you, a dragonfly comes to you. It's because you're in a better space, or that's the spirit of nature's trying to call out something. It sees that you're in your life already. It says, yeah, something here. So it drops that truth bomb to exceed. And I am acknowledging life rather than blaming life. Life is L-I-F-E, living in frequent evolution. You grasp that and you start to free your spirit. Now you can see with the heart, you can process with your mind without the control. And that allows you to take that power of self-righteousness and knowing, I can see the difference between right and wrong. And I can now govern my life freely without harm to myself or all other life, human or not. The one law for me that exists is the law of nature. That's it. Bottom line is it's survival of the fittest. The strongest of us will become stronger, more connected, because we're coming together and we're realizing that life, I'm living it, not fighting it. And that's finding that ebb and flow. And when we find that ebb and flow, we start to understand what Tesla was on. 3, 6, 9, powers, the trinities, the numbers, the connections. In other words, we're starting to connect the dots. And as we're connecting these dots, we're starting to understand a little bit more about, I'm not more intelligent than anybody else. The wisdom I have is nothing at all. Because if I look to the vastness of the universe, I know nothing. If I look to the ocean, I know nothing. Yeah, okay, I saw a shark. Good. Maybe I should swim in the water if I'm following my intuition. And if I'm not following my intuition, I jump in the water and I can bite a shark. Because we're not in that awareness. But yet I've seen where people have dropped into the water with sharks that would have been feeding them. But the way they entered into that water space and the way that that animal or man is comfortable, they maybe had lots to eat beforehand, so you weren't the snack. But there's magic. We're in a cocoon stage. So this whole awakening, and the more we're becoming more awakened into the higher consciousness, the more we're shedding layers. So it's like a cocoon. So we're transforming and transmuting. And we're coming into this higher consciousness, this awareness of, you know what, everything that I've been seeking for everywhere is here within. And when you were born, you go back to that memory. Where were you? Innocence, creativity. How many times did you fall and get back up? You hurt you, mommy kissed you. and you went out and did it again and again. Or maybe you climbed a tree and you found a broken arm and it hurt. But mommy just did better. The next thing you know, you've still got that cast on and you're still trying to climb a tree again. So we come into this connection with ourselves. And that's pulling back that inner child. The inner child is your intuition. And it's calling to you. And it's asking you to be seen and to be felt, to be free. And so with the power of the dragons tonight, and a couple of other visitors, you're going to connect into this. You're going to connect into this essence of my inner child. And the only thing that I ask of you is to open your mind. That's it. Nothing more. Don't set any intentions other than I'm in a safe space. And just allow it to flow. Okay? Remember a couple of alignments. The magic that we can play with.
And people want to be so right that they don't realize that division is where they go wrong.
Everybody, not everybody, but there's those that just want, because of what they believe, that they want everybody to see the way they see. And we can't. It's impossible. And if they release the wanting to control or wanting us to see what they see, and just show by example, they will see it with their own versions. None of us see color the same way. So what you see as red, I can see as burgundy. And one of the things that's come to affect our eyesight and coloration is our technology. 16 million colors versus unlimited colors. So if we're focused here, and how many of us have seen people walk down the street, walk into a lamppost, or walk in the middle of the traffic, and it's like they scream at us because they're connected with this versus connected with life. I grew up, you crossed the street, you didn't just go out with the traffic, you looked both ways, you used your arm signal so that you knew that, what, I'm coming across the street. Now it's like, okay. Now I understand why the United Kingdom put up rubber barriers around the fire hydrants. Because people were walking and tripping right over into it and right into traffic in the United Kingdom. You don't want to do that. Because they're not stopping. So we're walking blind. Some of us.
Many people out there need a spiritual animal. Get their head out of their ass.
I'm going to say, okay, no, that's okay. It's just like you're bent over for paddle, more like a spiritual animal. That paddle was something. Man, you're going to see anything.
Gary's got an oil for everything.
Yeah, you got a point on that one. You definitely have a point on that. See if the energies are rising. I just got a visual of that. Okay. Left pulse, please. Or left wrist point. And just cover that with the right. Just let it seep down. That's it.
See this here? When I was in Thailand 7 years ago and broke my foot and crashing a motorbike floors off this window, and my heel broke in 2 places. And I was stuck there in Thailand, and one of the people put that on my wrist 7 years ago.
Wow.
And said, you know, as long as this is on, you need this for protection. And so when it falls off, you're good. And it's been on for 7 years. This bracelet hasn't, you know, left me.
That's powerful, buddy. That is, you know, I look at some of the things that I still have left that didn't get destroyed in that story that happened. And they are some of the most meaningful things that I have. I mean, I have a ring that was gifted to me by my father. And so it's always been with me. And so these little things is what I'm appreciating. You know, and you were gifted something that was magical. And if it hasn't left, it's because it's integrated. It's become part of who you are. It's part of that energy field around you. It could be connected to guides, ancestors. Sometimes you might be walking and you maybe you woke up feeling a little bit alone at times. It happens to all of us. But all of a sudden something clicked in place. And it's like maybe subconsciously or unconsciously you weren't aware of it, but maybe you just touched that bracelet. And that's all it took. So what I want you to do this time, okay, just watch what I'm going to do. You're going to put the pinky together. You're going to put the thumb together. You're going to get these ones spread out just like this. Okay, and then you're going to put thumbs underneath. You're going to bring the small ones up to right there, just below that third eye point. You can do that. And then breathe in deeply. Let it out nice and slow, same pace. And then I count to three, just gently lower it. And I'll ask for that left wrist again. 3, 2, 1. This time, just gently, ever so gently, it's like almost like you're buttering toast. Same thing. Okay, expansion just up to that.
That are almost divine.
Mhm.
Somebody used the word smell and divine in describing it.
It's nice, Steve.
Yes, celestial.
Okay, and then relax. You ready for round 3?
Sure. Tea.
If you wish. That's one of the hardest things.
Yeah.
So this one, because you got quite a bit raw, that's about 6,000 flowers.
Oh my gosh.
You might want to.
Yeah. My given name as a child was desert flower. I had it spoke over me a lot. Sometimes the desert flower. Do this.
Do whatever you feel to do this thing. If you want to do this, like run it down like this down the sides of your neck, or on your hair, or you want to put it on your chest, anywhere you feel to put it. There's over 300 phytoactive chemicals that have just entered your bloodstream. And that's powered using essential oil cycles. It's not stuff you buy in the drugstore or get from some multi-level marketer. It's just direct from source. Which one? confidence, dragon of confidence, dragon of spirit, emergence. What does that say? Yeah, it's so cool. So the sequence from the dragon of courage, of confidence, to emergence, to spirit. So the emergence is with that confidence, you're emerging into a better version of yourself. You're feeling more connections with spirit. You're feeling energetic movements. You're feeling something shifting in your life. And so collectively, and in the power of that Trinity, that this trifacta that's sitting here, we've gone from confidence to emergence to spirit. So you're holding in the pillar of spirit. She's in the center of that emergence, and she brought in the confidence. And those are the three dragons that are going to surf with you, so to speak.
Confidently emerging spirit.
Yeah. So before we go to the next side, so to speak, Washington's probably kind of suggested. And that nature speak well. Okay. And if we feel, now this is optional, we can either have something to snack now or after the guided meditation. And then we can gather and have a meal together, just like our ancestors did. Now that I mentioned food, my stomach's going. Okay. There's one spicy salad there. You gotta watch out for that one.
I like spicy, so that excites me. With real peppers.
How's the key sitting? It will help with your dreams tonight. So you can, well, we always go astral. That's one thing our spirit does when our body's sleeping, is it's already out surging. Okay, that's why our body goes in that rejuvenation mode. But sometimes that subconscious is holding us so deeply that those nightmares come in. And that's where we're not out traveling, we're hiding inside. Okay, and this will not allow that to happen. So that tea, the oils, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful.
The thing I saw emergence was like, I just want to go back in May.
You can. Do you know that you can pull in that celestial light down through your crown at any time? And that can become that aid that's around. So there's plates of all sorts of cavalry. Yeah.
Maybe it's going to sleep out.
I got meals where I just want waffles, fruits, salads. And then there's times like, doing something a little bit. Yeah.
I can't.
I'm pretty decent. You rare safe and good.
Yeah. I just one of my fellows, but you're just going opposite way. He's eating Jackson.
Yeah. So yeah, so everybody got coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what's in my book and you said I love
Especially now that I really hate.
Oh, yeah, it really did. Did you?
Yeah, but it's not like
It's good.
it makes all.
You're a whiskey.
It's
It's got the case of surgery. It's the first time I've stayed on the floor. Like it's so it's just got to stretch out a bit.
Yeah,
no.
no, it's been done. So I was bedridden for what?
So yeah, seatbelt on.
No,
No seatbelt.
but the seatbelt the choke was actually a seatbelt made for an aircraft. So it was like.
Yeah, I'm used to wear a seatbelt because I'd rather crash knowing where I'm going instead of being stuck in the chair as something big and heavy is coming on, I think I have a lot more chances to survive without a seatbelt on.
That's really nice.
Should be at mornings and meetings, my own stuff. Like I just figured out a dairy-free yogurt.
Dairy-free yogurt.
With like the probiotics naturally fermented.
Mm. It's definitely got some really good spice in it.
Oh, thank you. It's really just threw a bunch of things in.
It's very sweet and spicy.
I think it's the best way, just grab whatever you got.
I want to learn more about just frying herbs and stuff, or just frying things out from outdoors
Mm.
and putting them in jars too and using them. That's what I really want to learn.
Foraging.
Mhm.
Definitely do that this year.
That's like great. Well, just what I want to say something.
Just a little bit of a bite.
And when you think about it, you go back to how our ancestors foraged for foods, dried their foods out, herbs and spices. And they would move from one region to another. And as they moved to one region and another, those seeds were replanted. So that when they would come back again, they would get the next forage. Now we're all on Walmart.
There's a book called Nourishing Tradition. It talks a lot about processes, storage, things like that.
Yeah, I grew up like that. Like animals. That was the biggest thing. All the foods, the garden foods, everything. Everything was good.
That's what salt was, the preservative, and we're getting much more healthier of salt and fermentation.
Yeah. And even the juices from the fermentation.
Yeah.
We sometimes kept as medicines. Stephanie, it's got some spice in there. Or like,
I made the most amazing cough syrup with your purpose spray. I just put like a little spray in it, but you like put layers of like a tablespoon of honey, and then a half inch of onions, and you keep layering it up to the top, and you let it sit for 24 hours, and it liquefies. And then you strain out the onions. But I put in a little bit, like a spray or two of your purpose spray as well. The circa, yeah. And it was freaking amazing. My daughter went from crying, she was coughing so hard, and it was hurting her throat, and I gave her like one spoon of that, and she just stopped coughing for like almost half the day before I had to give her another one. But most people don't know what to do if they don't have a store to run to.
quick fixes.
Learning.
We've gotten so used to this, instinct of gratification. Go to the store rather than grab in your spices. The elements that you may already have.
Most people just don't know too. Very, very far removed from nature now.
Well, that's the ancestor knowledge, and one of the things that I'm trying to bring forward is these ancestral knowledge. You know, what of us to gather? What of us to, take time to appreciate that tea, or, appreciate the water, or appreciate all that you have, rather than searching for what you don't have.
Being present and like acknowledging the life and everything.
Well, it's all in our.
Yep.
Nothing, the ancestors is ever wasted. Nothing. You look at many cultures where, if the bear was hunted, all of the bear was on it. All of it was, used in ceremony, the claws, everything was kept, and anything that wasn't was returned back to the earth in a very, very honorable way.
In that land, if we collect things, we always give an offering back. So whether it's a song or some of your hair or some herbs or whatever, we can give some kind of exchange.
Yeah, she has quite a nice setup on that. I think there's more than there since the last time I've been here too.
I've been going there 3 years. Feels like my home.
Well, there's a lot of energy that's been put into it.
Did the shadow work. She doesn't like shadow work stuff. And like the part where like you're screaming, you're punching pillows, you're pushing against people to a finish line while yelling up the truth. You're like, it took me a long time before I got the courage to participate in it because it would always like be very triggering. I remember the first time I screamed, I couldn't scream as well. I wanted to do scream because I couldn't physically for myself to do something, and I couldn't scream. I wanted to scream because there was a time where I was trying to scream as a kid and nothing was coming out of my mouth. It was scary. And so everybody screamed with me. Everybody in the whole year in the whole circle stood up and started screaming so that I could scream. And I screamed.
See? Yeah, and the whole vibration. That's all the energy that's being picked up. It just rolls right through you.
Yeah, a lot of storytellers and story weavers there. I think you'd be really good at that.
My first threat lunch that I went to, I woke up that day, I was one of my very first sweat lunch, I was like 21. Uh, I was at upgrading school with all these guys that got laid off from a steel mill, so it was a really cool experience that I had with going to go to this sweat lodge. So I wake up 2 a.m. and I just paid, and this was like 20-something years ago. I think I just paid $80 for a little bit of a spiral into my hair because I always had a split back, but just kind of make it a little bit wavy. Yeah. And like 3 days later, 4 days later, I'm going to this sweat lodge, and I just woke up and buzzed my hair, and I hadn't had a buzz cut because my hair was so important to me. That I just felt like I just needed to release that attachment to my hair. I didn't let anybody touch my hair. I had to be so picky with my hair and shit, right? So I didn't want that. So I woke up I buzzed my hair, I brought it all to the Stony Plain Indians and I spread it all around where they were having the sweat. Oh, wow. So, yeah, it was just kind of like I had to bring something and leave something. So I left my hair on their land.
But there's an old saying, it's just like, to do that ceremonial cutting, you're releasing all of the stagnant holding energies. So if you get it cut, you get it cut in a manner as where it's on. Okay. You know, in a case like that, you remove all of that old hold and that all of that old stagnant way that you wanted your hair to be. And now it's like, okay, here it is.
I also brought this giant wax and I put it inside the sweat. And the guy comes to me and he's like, well, what's that? And I said, it's this eagle that I wanted to bring with me. He's like, well, that can't go in there. And he's like, this is, that's the inanimate object. Greenland in there, it's just that spirit inside. And he goes, and by the way, it would get so hot, it's going to melt. And he said, so I had to take the wax eagle out, but it was wow. It was like a powerful experience. It got so hot that I thought my ears were gonna melt on the top. So I was having to hold my ears because it was just I never experienced such intense heat like that. And so literally I had to go down to the ground and I was breathing coolness out of Mother Earth because it was so hot in this place. I never ever experienced anything like it. And I was sitting right like the door, the chief, he's right across from the door. And I was right beside the chief. So I was on the opposite side. There was no way of like it was pitch black, right? I can't find where all these people try to get out, right? So I just was able to, get the cold air from the ground.
That's wrong.
I just realized Terry, that there's dried dragon fruit in our salad.
Oh, yeah. That explains it.
Color, the purple color? Yeah, that's the dragon fruit.
Mm.
And so that's perfect for doing dragon.
When I was in Thailand and I broke my heel. The hospital there was unreal. There was dragon fruit and like all this like amazing organic real food, like non-processed hospital inflation days type of system we have here. Real food.
Yeah. Well, there's many hospitals in the world that the way they feed you, they're feeding you food because it's nutrients to help you heal. Versus this poached, bleached, whatever we get in most of our hospitals here, it's like it's tasteless.
Vending machines in the hospital with chips and chocolates and pops and like how does that even make any sense?
Well, did you know that like lunch meat, like processed meat, is just as carcinogenic as having smoke? And yeah, they feed that to people in hospitals. There's actually people who tried to like put up laws because it is so contradictory.
Cancer is one of the biggest money-making businesses out there.
Was poison you and then pay us to deal with that poison that's now, manifested shit in your body. Yeah, you did really good about the dressing.
Yeah, dressing's power.
Food, nice tasting. Thank you.
And super healthy for you. You need to put something even good. That's probably how lots of people.
It's much nicer to make your own dressing. Again, almost everything in the store is made with soy. And so it means it's genetically modified soy. It means it's not good for us. And they feed that to the animals. So even people that eat the animals are eating a natural diet, especially the corn and the soy, which cows don't eat. Now this is a meal, living food. So much living food.
When I was a little girl, all I liked to snack on was salad. Or into the day in the same way, like I'm not eating bacon, junk food, or anything.
Good for you. I was never really into that.
I was afraid to eat it. And I would like, I would just drink like whole jugs of milk and like eat boxes of cereal, and I was just starving like all the time. Spaghetti, like a whole pot of spaghetti to myself. Oh, and we used to drink the maple syrup. Crazy thing.
I don't know about drinking it. I gotta remember growing up on red milk. You know, raw milk and raw cream and fresh made ice cream.
I just saw a thing about someone that they make their cheese with raw milk, and I'm just like, wow, it's really cool these days because they're not pasteurizing it and then making it from dead milk.
Well, when I worked on the cow farm, we just left milk the cows and then
We used to get fresh farm milk delivered to the farm. And it would be maybe a week before we would get out there. There was no fridge for it. It was a pewter container with silver dollar on the inside. And it sat in the front step. It got, front of all the elements. We'd get there, grandma would take that cap off and say, don't touch anything. Scoop off that green, that thick green top. That's going outside. She's gonna make desserts with this. Okay, and you get down to that other layer, and that's down to the milk, and this is what we were being fed on. All of that. It's the same thing with, as a child, mother's milk. Mother's milk to us is very, very important because that sets the stage for the immunity and growth factors. Rather than give them some apple and put a tooth on them.
Remember the milk shortage that they had whenever the factory and the milk shortage they had? I was actually happy because not the milk, the baby food.
Yeah.
Because it's the crap synthetic modified soy based poison. And when they have the shortage, the mothers have to actually go and mash some bananas and some pears and some apples and some other vegetables. So, hey, why not give your kid something real instead of relying on this processed poison and then hope that your kid's not going to have a whole bunch of ailments coming out of the shit that you're feeding them?
Well, you know what, Jesse, I'm gonna be 63 this year. I've had one vaccination in my life. And that was as a child. I attribute a lot of the health that I have to the food that was brought. Unpasteurized foods. My grandfather was making, getting his own meats and doing his own butchering. He's doing his own canning, all of that. And the staple foods that we had, pickles, beets, all of that. A lot of sauerkraut and cabbages, all of it. So, we didn't have a lot of meat at times, but we had lots of, farm fresh vegetables and real foods. Like nothing, we just eating pickles and cheese. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's when I stopped eating meat, I was mostly just like eating steak and potatoes and gravy. A lot of times, if I go to some place and we were drinking a lot, how I nourished myself was garlic toast and gravy.
Yeah.
So it was nice, it was the garlic toast had some hot sauce, and then I boiled the juice of the gravy, and I tried the bread that I kind of eat it because we were drinking lots of alcohol at that time.
Yeah, that was beautiful, beautiful.
We're live on 8 while we're slowly growing all of them. The Rumbles coming. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think Rumble's next on public. Because, you know, if anything does happen outside, no, I'm not worried about it, to be honest. Something happens in the state side. It doesn't really touch me.
What the guy was telling me yesterday. In the interview, young kids smart, he's all artificial intelligence, so that's not really my flavor, but he was saying that email list is the most important because wherever you go, you can always email everybody. So start typing emails and get a database. So that's what he meant. And whatever you have, ask, send it out to.
Yeah,
So that you can get everything. Yeah, so that's, I really took that as a start. I start really thinking that.
Yes. Yeah, that's really, it's, you know, the fact it's been more security than for live chat objects. You know, we've got all types of things hooked into now with AI needs to Facebook, because AI is going to reinforce it. So men starts with AI in chat, starts with AI in, you know, posts.
I did a search for someone, I did a search for someone, and it was blue crystalline phoenix. So I put it for the, I just typed it because that's the person's name. It's like Annie or something here to share the story. So I typed that in the chat, and all of a sudden this image of this like it's the most craziest one crystalline Phoenix picture. I'm like, what the heck is this? It says you can, this is AI generated and you can alter it any way you want or something. It says, well, I put that in the search. I was like, what the heck? That's through the AI, right? So all over.
So I see about the whole.
Yeah, they're food. Yeah. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how much what we look at in our, out of our forests that has all the foods, all the medicines that we require. You just step into a forest and you just breathe. And those aromas, they're carrying medicines. So you have spruce trees, and there you know, like we're going to come out very soon. The spruce trees are pollinated. You know, pine trees are pollinated. So all that pollination is in that airspace, and that's one of the most powerful things for us. Even some of our ancestors, that's why they would go to the forest at certain times of the years because of that medicine being put. Yeah, and then then they would keep going on their nomadic ways. They would be always looking for some sort of a tree line possible from because there was medicines, the bark, the leaves, the things that like today we call things weeds. Back then, no, everything had a name. The only thing we call it a weed is because we want to get rid of it because it doesn't appease to us. Yet, dandelion's one of the most powerful roots. Your wild garlic. Oh, you get some of these tap roots that are like this. It's like, there's people in other parts of the world. It's Holland and Denmark. The dandelions are just electrical. They want the dandelions. In fact, there's showing one that's all just from governments with dandelions. Where he's making his own medicines, making his own tinctures, making his own teas. Roasted dandelion root, a little bit of garlic.
Other stuff that around their house, they feel that selling it's not putting some Roundup in it.
Yeah, you know, it's like putting Roundup and then putting your children outside to go play. Oh.
They also heal the soil.
Yeah.
Those weeds, dandelions, all of them.
That's how nature looks after itself. So wash them if you need, and then we'll get nice and comfortable.
Oh, I decided I'm gonna knit a blue shirt. I'm gonna put a name on it.
He needs a shirt, does he?
He's in his birthday suit.
Well, he is kind of a, you know, he is natural. Guided meditation is about 45 minutes. Just
That was really good.
Yeah, I really like it. With it.
Just taking the salad and then testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gonna let the garlic. That's the garlic one.
It's sweet and they think this is it out for her. That's why it's not so strong. There's so much garlic. But not too strong.
Doctor friend of ours made this garlic vape where it's AllisonB.com where you can vape garlic and it goes directly into the lungs, goes to your stomach acid, breaking down a lot of garlic. This goes directly into your bloodstream.
Ooh.
Yeah, you vape it. He got him off all his meds. He had lots of allergies and chronic illness and stuff. And when all the craziness happened, he thought he was going to die whenever he was sick. And then he, figured out this garlic vape and started vaping it. And now he's off all his meds.
Ooh.
And he had on throughout his life.
That's weird.
Okay, good work.
Yeah.
Hey, good.
This is it's even there just a little bit. Maybe your chili now. Oh, shit. Coming back to me.
My first movie had to I had to kick so the sheet. So I was too hard. I was like, oh, so she is only calling me. I'm just hanging out. She called all night long. It was the worst sleep I had in Mexico. Was went there with the Mexican experimenting basements from my and this one his sister was a dentist. It was place that was right next door to that was like a summer home, a vacation home. So they took care of it, but it was all covered. So lots of stuff. Home like it's like so when she turned on the light, just saw things everywhere. It's like, I've never seen anything even on a cartoon. I've never seen so many things. Yeah, so many different directions ever. That's where I had to sleep. Yeah. The next night was I was like, it's it's like, oh, it's like crashed out. Feel deep, feel that abundance of kindness and one who extend guided meditation, a journey what we will while human nature in the celestial realms, while immersing ourselves in the healing energies, Jesus, one guided by a great oneness, like guiding us, RayDora, with his piercing blue eyes, unconditional love, the celestial beings, the great spirits, along with your guides, your ancestors, and you that you're in a comfortable position. You can be seated or lying. And at the end of this guided meditation, it's extremely important that we do once. One, loosen any restricted clothing if you feel tied up or tensed, so that you can release tensions, stress in your body. Now, 3 deep breaths and even exhales. And take in that breath through that your nose and you release through your mouth. Count to 3, 2, 1. Just release, surrender, and
Allow yourself to gently focus your eyes, inviting peace and serenity into your very being. As you continue, breathe in. Now visualize in the softness of your mind, standing at the edge of a lush ancient forest, surrounded by majestic flowers, magical fluttering hummingbirds, the buzzing of insects. And as you gaze further into the crispness and blues of far sky, take note of the golden eagle above. Listen closer to the gentle rust of the leaves in the breeze. Feel the breath of life towards you from this ancestral forest and the soothing sounds of nature surrounding you. Allow yourself to gently fold into the caressing, gentle, warming winds of it. Practice being surrounded by an earthy, deep, woodsy scent of this mystical forest, filling your senses with a serene sense of peacefulness and presence. Allow yourself to become fully present in this magical moment and feeling that connection with the healing energies of nature. Feel the warmth of the golden hands of sunlight from grandfather's sun filtering through the fog sky. With each, allow yourself to sink into the serenity of the sacred space, knowing you are safe and supported by the loving presence of all the celestial beings, becoming more grounded and deeply connected to the natural of God. Deep breath. Imagine a vibrant rainbow forming in the sky. This is the celestial rainbow of this lives, the bridge between the realms of physical and spiritual, with each color representing a different aspect of your soul's journey. Allow yourself to be drawn into its radiant embrace. As you step onto the rainbow, feel the energy shifting around you as you are transported through time and space. With each step, you journey through the memories and experiences of your past lives, gaining insight and more wisdom along the way. As you reach the end of the rainbow, you find yourself standing at the edge of this ancestral forest of tranquility, where a shimmering white, iridescent portal, a doorway, slowly begins opening before you, revealing a pathway bathed in golden light. This is the gateway to the realm of dragon spirits, beings of wisdom and guidance who are here to assist you on your journey of healing and transformation. Now, imagine this shimmering pathway leading you deeper into the heart of the forest. And as you follow this path with a sense of curiosity and wonder, knowing that you are guided and protected by the celestial beings of the great dragon spirits. As you walk along this golden path, you come upon a hidden cave entrance nestled within the roots of a very ancient great oak. As you step inside this cave, feel the energy shift around you as you enter this most sacred space. The walls of this magic cave are adorned with glistening crystals, each one pulsating with a violet healing energy. In the center of the cave, you find a pool of shimmering, healing waters. These waters are infused with the wisdom and healing power of the celestial beings, beckoning you to immerse yourself in their rejuvenating embrace. Standing at the edge of the shimmering pool, you are welcomed by the wise and benevolent presence of the great Grandmaster Dragon, RayDora. His gaze fills you with a deep sense of peace and empowerment. And as RayDora bows gracefully, he opens the vastness of his iridescent wings, spreading widely to offer you a warming hug of courage and grace. His majestic form radiates a reverence, unconditional love, compassion, and you begin to feel a deep sense of trust and security in his presence. With a sense of reverence, you step into the shimmering pool. Feel the golden warmth engage you with the healing waters of life. Allow yourself to sink into the water, feeling it washing away the negative holds of self-sabotage, doubts, and insecurities created by the chains of past hurts and traumas. As you float effortlessly in the pool, RayDora begins to channel his blue-violet healing energy towards you. Feel his divine light penetrating every cell of your being, soothing your soul and nurturing your spirit. As you surrender to the healing power of the water, envisioning the presence of the great Grandmaster Dragon standing before you, and with a gentle nod, RayDora invites you to release the wounds of your inner child, allowing the healing waters to wash away any lingering pain or trauma. As you continue to breathe deeply, repeat in the softness of your mind the following affirmation statements 3 times. Affirm, I am worthy of love, acceptance. Affirm, I release the chains of the past and embrace my true essence. Affirm, I reclaim my power and stand in my divine truth. Affirm, I am connected to Gaia and the cosmic repository of ancient wisdom. Affirm, I am known, and I see who I am as a unique miracle of life. Repeat. Affirm, I am worthy of love and acceptance. Affirm, I release the chains of the past and embrace my true essence. Affirm, I reclaim my power and stand in my divine truth. Affirm I am connected to Gaia and the cosmic repository of ancient wisdom. Affirm I am, I know, and I see who I am as a unique miracle of life. Repeat. Affirm I am worthy of love and acceptance. Affirm I release the chains of the past and embrace my true essence. Affirm I reclaim my power and stand in my divine. Affirm I am connected to Gaia and the cosmic repository of ancient wisdom. Affirm I am, I know, and I see who I am as a unique miracle life. Feel these affirmations resonating deep within your being, anchoring you in the truth of who you are as a divine being connected to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Deep breath. Now imagine a younger version of yourself standing before you. This is your inner child, the embodiment of innocence, joy, and pure potential. Gently embrace your inner child, letting them know that they are loved, accepted, and cherished unconditionally. As you hold your inner child close, feel the wounds of the past begin to heal, dissolving all attachments into the ether. Allow yourself to release any lingering pain or trauma that has been holding you back, knowing that you are worthy of love and forgiveness. Now, turn your attention to the future. Notice any fears or anxieties that arise when you think about what lies ahead. And envision a radiant celestial light descending from the heavens above, breathing you in its warm embrace. This is the light of unconditional love, washing away any fears or anxieties about the future and filling you with a sense of peace and assurance. But remember, you're not alone. RayDora, your guides, your ancestors, and those that watch over you are always there along the way. With each breath, allow yourself to release any lingering anxieties, fears, doubts, and all attachments that are holding you back. Trust the journey of life, knowing that you are supported and protected by the loving presence of RayDora and that of your own very personal friend. As you continue to breathe deeply, repeat the following affirmation silently towards yourself 3 times. Affirm, I am worthy of love and happiness. I release fears of the future and embrace the present moment with courage and grace. Affirm, I am worthy of love and happiness. I release fears of the future and embrace the present moment with courage and grace. Affirm, I am worthy of love and happiness. I release fears of the future and embrace the present moment with courage and grace. Take a moment to bask in the warmth of RayDora's great, loving, radiant presence, feeling a sense of deep peace and contentment wash over you. Know that you are deeply loved and cherished, just as you are, and that you are deserving of all the love, respect, and dignity that life has to offer. With each breath, feel your heart opening wide and your spirit expand with newfound freedom and vitality. Know that you are always supported and guided by the loving presence of the Grandmaster RayDora, the celestial guild, and that you have power to create the light of your dreams. We are one piece, regardless of age, gender, color, creed, language, or walk of life. One piece, one species, and with one choice, the hope of humanity. We are here to come together as one, to not play the same games, but to be the change. For life is the game. Life is continuous of an ebb and flow, where life waits for no one. And with the powers granted to you by Creator, you have the power within free will to choose between love and hate, peace and war, creation or destruction. You are a miracle of life. There is no one like you. There will never be anyone like you. And as a miracle of life, you are connected to all life. Allow your heart to open. Allow your mind to free itself of the programs and the dogmas and stigmas, of all of the labels and the separations that keep us apart from each other. We are here not just for that, to heal that of ourselves, but to ensure there is a world for the children of today, the children of tomorrow, and this includes that of your inner child. Allow yourself to play, to explore, to create, to fall, get back, try again. You have all power. And now it's time that you take back and you remember who you truly are. For we are all chosen to be here, along with all other life, human or not. Take a moment to express great gratitude for this transformative experience and for the wisdom and guidance of that of the gift of the grace. To that of the cosmic repository, to that of the angels, that of Mother Mary, and that of your guides and ancestors that look upon you and say, I see you. Know that you can return to the sacred space whenever you need to reconnect with your true essence and receive deeper healing and more guidance. And most of all, thank yourself, love yourself, and believe to see, for you are embarking upon the most profound journey of healing and self-discovery. And thank you for allowing me to guide you on this journey of healing and transformation. May you continue to walk your path with courage, grace, and an open heart, knowing that you are always surrounded by the love and guidance of the celestial beings and ancestors who walk along with you on your choice of your path. This is your life, and you are the master of life and story. When you are ready, slowly begin to return to the present moment, bringing with you a sense of peace, empowerment, and renewed vitality. Wiggle your fingers, toes, and stretch your body, sensing the very living earth in you. And when you feel ready, gently open your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and may you continue to walk your path with courage, compassion, and grace.
No, that's what it's about. I'm
You did you?
Oh,
telling you.
How was the meditation?
I kind of like you go in and out of it, and then even before you started, I started seeing all the little lights, like the areas and the little heads, and then I knew it was coming into a forest, and then you started like seeing
It's funny because it's every time that I do these guided meditations, every time you do it, you go one step further. And this is what I've been finding is that people are coming back to me. It's like a week later after doing these guided meditations with me, or 2 weeks later, or a month later, all of a sudden there's this the seeds that's been planted. Every one of them, there's something different with that the guided meditation. And so this is that narration of the story and allowing yourself, even if you don't hear me, you don't worry about that. Even if you don't hear the music. In fact, it's not about the music. It's not about me. I'm just opening up that pathway. And so if you drift off into wherever, you're in a safe space. And that's the importance of the guided meditation, is that you feel safe to just release and go deeper. And now you see something, there's a layer that's there, and you've been fighting to get rid of this, and now you have a choice. You can reattach it and put it back in your pocket, or you can get rid of it. Because if you're holding on to it, you're wasting your energy. And, you know, we all go back into our memories, but it's to be able to go into that memory and not have it attached to you, but to simply, I'm aware. I'm aware of what I experienced. So what did I gain from it? Gain something. You got into a car accident. What did you gain from it? Well, maybe next time don't drive so fast. You know, whatever the reflection is, there is wisdom in every one of it. There's wisdom in the hurt as much as there is wisdom in the joy. And it's when we can grab that wisdom, we can now make a better choice for ourselves. We know it hurts us. So why do I keep on choosing the same thing? If I keep choosing the same thing that's hurting me, I'm in self-sabotage. I've lost my self-worth. I am no longer in love with myself. I am in hate with myself. Even if I don't say I hate myself, it shows by the way my head's hanging over. I'm droopy. I don't want to get out of bed. Yeah, I'll take a shower tomorrow. And a week later, you still haven't taken the shower. That's what self-sabotage does to us. And we have the power to release this. We all have the power. You can keep searching for millions of people to give you the answer, but you've got the answer. You're only searching for somebody that's going to agree with you with the one answer you don't want. And now they agree with you. They say, okay, I'm good. No, you're not. That's escapism. And when you can look in that mirror and see beyond your vessel, rather than stopping at, I gotta leave for mine, I got a pimple, sorry, okay, I ate too much chocolate, I got an age spot, my hair's falling out. You know what? Your vessel's going to return back to the earth one way or another. So why not live life versus always trying to fight it? And if all humans could figure this out, we'd have a paradise. But as long as egos are still rampant, and the elitisms and the programs and all of those things that are out there that are controlling us, we allow it to happen. You and I sitting in this room say, no, I'm not, because I'm fighting against it. I'm trying to find a way to, bring people together. But the mass is still following the same programs and patterns. Still going into, oh, well, Jimmy Carter or whatever. And they're believing in everything other than themselves. If you can believe in a politician, why can't you believe in yourself? Because that politician, what has he brought to you? Has he truly brought us something? Has any government truly brought humanity something? I don't think so. But they're getting filthy, stinking rich. They have people that change their toilet paper. They sit on golden thrones, some of them. And then they promote fear for an eclipse, for an example. And Texas is shutting down. The schools are shutting down. Don't go outside. Don't put your dogs outside. And everybody's running to the stores and stocking up on wallpaper and canned goods. And what happened? A magical moment in history. There was no 3 days of darkness. The starships didn't land. And all the other controversial stories that were out there having us having us hooked into fear. I sat up in the eclipse. We had 27% here. And it was one of the most beautiful, energetic moments there was. And that type of eclipse that we just faced, or just went through, the last time one that was like this one, identically with the celestial stars and the planetary alignments, was in the mid-1700s. Yeah, we had lots of eclipses, but not like this one. You'll never see anything like it again.
Let's turn right into it.
Yeah, so I was out there like, I'm live streaming this. I ended up with over 800 people up there, and I couldn't even see the screen. But like, you know what? I'm watching it. I'm watching this. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. But that whole energetic, you know, because I'm not in fear. I don't fear death. I don't, you know what, you come out and put a gun to my forehead, go ahead, you know, that's, I know where I'm gonna go. So you know what, I can face all this mind fuckery. Or I can say, you know what, go ahead, pull the trigger. I still got a choice. And when you can come down to that point, when you got that choice of whether or not I'm going to live or I'm going to die, you find freedom. You find freedom of spirit, you're going to be challenged, yep, definitely. You're going to be tested, definitely. The more you rise in that love of self, the more there's going to be somebody that wants you to bring them down to their level. Because they want to see you miserable. They don't want to see you smiling. They don't want to see you glowing. I observed you, both of you as a couple, and that connection that you had during this evening. That's beautiful to see. But how many couples take that time to do something? I sit at my window and I watch people walk by. I watch couples walk by. Ladies to the outside towards the curb. I'm going like, no, no, no. Yeah, I'm old school. But I'll stay old school until I die. Because that's honoring, you know, the woman that's worth walking with me. Or it's honoring a friend that's right. Even if it's a man walking with me, I will have the tendency to go to the outside curb. That's having honor, dignity, and respect. And where is that today? There are those of us that are seeing it. There are those of us that are talking about it. There are those of us that are embodying it. But there's 8 billion people on the face of the earth, and 90% of them are running around with fear. But we can change that by bringing people together.
Give them a spiritual animal.
Yep. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be visualized that for the rest of the night. So let's give them a spiritual animal. It's like, hey, where's the big box? You know, it's like, here it comes. Oh, by the way, it's got a fuse on it. Oh, beautiful. You know what? I wish, like, even like the essential oils, there was moments that I said, you know what? If I had a device that could pump this out to the world, what would it do? Unbelievable. So it's the same thing in, you know, our words. What are we projecting in our words? What are we projecting in that of our person? Because as I'm walking in projection. I'm projecting myself. This is my space. This is who I am. I am not walking to show you something else. This is who I am. You don't like it? Okay. You like it? Okay. Because the thing that matters the most to me at the end of my day is that I see myself. Because I will take my last breath myself, just like I took my first breath of myself. So what is my footprint going to be? What I want to leave behind is a legacy to be remembered as an asshole that needed spiritual animals, okay, and kept running away from them? Or am I going to be remembered as somebody that said a word that somewhere planted a seed, and that person took that seed and grew a garden from it? We are walking on this garden, and we forget just how important she is in our life. That breath that we take, and there's less than 27% of the natural wilderness left. We're fortunate to be able to still be breathing at this time. Because we look at a lot of the prophecies, that if they had some of them, if they had come to fruition, we wouldn't be breathing. So we're given a second chance. God is calling to us, Creator's calling to us, the angels are calling to us, and they're saying, wake the fuck up before it's too late. So that's my deal.
Well, this is beautiful. Thanks, Gary.
And thanks for being here. You know, having, you know, both you here, and Stephanie here, that's perfect. That's perfect. It's a beautiful evening. It's beautiful energies. Seeds are planted. You're going to dream a nice tonight. I promise you that.
All of these scents are amazing.
Yeah, and you know what? If you were to try to wash them off, you wouldn't be able to. Because they're impregnated into your skin. They're all, like I said earlier on, the 3 oils, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're up around 500 different phytoactive chemicals. Yeah, the agarwood, I used agarwood on you. And agarwood is yeah, that one, that's a tree that gives back life and death. So it takes 100 to 150 years for those limbs to fall because it's become infested naturally with this bioorganic or this parasite that gets in it and it dies from its heartwood. So it's dying from its inside and the limbs fall. And now the practitioner collects these limbs. This is called oud. So when we hear oud, this is agarwood or aloes wood or eagle's wood or wood of God. And it is so highly revered that an ounce of triple A, what they call a triple A grade wood, is over 30 to 40,000 US dollars.
Wow.
And you can be the prince. And you will go to one of these collections of the woods. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If he doesn't feel that that top grade, which is the old growth, is going to go to a good home, he's not going to release it for you if you have $1 million. So he'll sell you second grade. But that and then the jasmine, that was, you know, that was just a calling. And the jasmine was the last one that I put on you. And that's the king of Florida. So you've gotten the gift of the, you know, the god, the wood god. You've gotten those agarwood, blue lotus.
This one is blue.
Yeah, the first one is blue lotus, and that blue lotus is an organic production. So it takes about, what is it? To produce that version, it's in around 300 flowers to make one flower.
Wow.
Yeah. And the amount of jasmine, like that was hundreds of flowers that you got those. It was just like, oh my God, there she goes.
We smell that for a while.
Swimming in flowers.
Oh yeah. You know, and you know, just there's just so much magic in them. And you know, I'm just so proud that I'm able to, you know, work with these elements and you know, bring in, you know, oils that nobody can get a hold of because you can't buy them in the stores. And so I have a gift for you. See, it's a dragon spirit. And so this is a freshener for your airspace. And this is called this is Eurus. And Eurus is the healer of the winds. One for you. One for you. You've got one, I believe. Or do you still?
The healer, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
So, close your eyes. That one. That one squirts. That's not the one. That's
Close your eyes really hard.
Yeah.
That smells so good. Smells so fresh.
Feels like I'm in a tree.
Essences of the forest, wind, breath, respiration. You know what you want. And it's again antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal. That's called Eurus, which is the dragon of the healer winds. So he carries the earth energy, he gathers the winds, okay, and he releases or transmutates those winds to heal. So that's the healer of the winds. Thousands of dragons. You can name them anything you want.
Can I spell that one? It reminds me of.
Yeah, there's cinnamon, so there's cinnamon bark in it, which is difference between cinnamon leaf. So the cinnamon leaf we make teas and things from, but the cinnamon bark, oh, that's extremely potent. There's a little bit of cloves. There's pines. It smells like the depth of that forest, and then there's undertones that come out. A little bit of you. It's almost like citrusy in a bit, or piney citrusy. But again, this is my, where I am with my smell. So how it comes across you, and how whatever smell you detect first is the first medicine that you require. So that's how it's working. Okay, cinnamon. Well, what is cinnamon? Cinnamon is full spectrum antibacterial. Oh. So it doesn't mean that it's fighting something for us. It means it's rebuilding. So our immune is calling on something because it recognizes that, and that's an ancestral knowledge. It's like, basil. We'll smell basil, and then all of a sudden some of us will light up, okay? And if it's holy basil, you'll light up because that's a spiritual basil. And that's an old ancestral aroma. So from our generations upon generations, these smells that have come from source are already part of our knowledge. So we get, where'd that come from? Oh, okay. Or maybe it's something that, what was it? Okay. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't needed for you. Like if I had you smell manuka oil, you go, okay, it's like, I've had people smell and go like, oh my God, I like that oil, really. I mean, I love all my oils, but that one goes like, no. But it's medicine. So when we start to understand the voice of the plants, everything has a voice. And you know how when you speak to plants, how they respond to you. You know the music that you play, how it responds to that music. Play punk rock with that plant for 24 hours. Not even probably 24 hours. I give it 2 hours and it's going to start wilting. And it's like, or some screaming, grunge, aggressive music. They don't want to hear that. Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, they love, and in fact, they love your voice more than the music that you're playing. Because you're the caretaker. You're the one that's feeding them, looking after them, hopefully. I keep telling Chris the same thing, but that's a lot of all of us. Beautiful people. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, since the very first day, my friend. I will see you again. Great channel. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you were here for it. Really, I still feel like I'm in a train.
When you can smell it for a long time. Probably tilted up.
It's okay. I gotta take this out anyways. Well, hi everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Can't understand anything the guest is saying. Oh, that's too bad. Couldn't hear the words from someone. I don't sure if everybody, but
Were they able to hear were they able to hear the sounds from the meditation?
I'm not sure. We still got lots of people, so they're definitely interested. But that's the message that popped up.
So I find that if people are not using headsets, then they're not going to get the depth of the frequencies and sounds. You know, I do the same thing in the guided meditation. So, you know, a headset's highly recommended because when you're listening to those ASMR frequencies,